Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome to episode 40 of Tekken 2 for the week of March 8th, 2021, where I will wrap up last week's news you may have missed in the video game and tech world in 2 minutes or less. Before we get going, I post these videos every week, so if you are interested in staying up to date with everything going on in video games and tech, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Let's also shoot for a goal of 15 likes and get going with the episode, starting with, yes, once again, more Switch Pro rumors. I feel like Tekken 2 is just becoming a Nintendo rumor series at this point, but there really is something new to talk about every week with this thing. Anyway, Samsung may have accidentally confirmed that a Switch Pro is coming and that they're involved in it somehow, which connects back to the Bloomberg article from last week, which said the same thing. Basically, YouTuber DocTray81 has discovered a PR or press release that Samsung made back in January of this year. The press release states that Samsung will, quote, aggressively position their OLED screen technology. The exact statement says, quote, moving forward, we intend to aggressively position Samsung OLED technology across promising market sectors that take us well beyond smartphones, including the laptop and notebook, IT, automotive, and gaming console segments. Now, obviously, the last part of that PR is the most interesting with what it says about gaming consoles. There are no other consoles right now or coming in the future that we know about other than the Switch Pro that will come with a screen. And like I said, the Bloomberg article already said that Samsung would be producing these OLED screens on the Switch Pro. Now, obviously, there's going to be someone out there that's going to argue that there's some sort of new PlayStation Vita or PSP or Xbox handheld coming, but there's literally no signs of anything like that in the future, so I think it's highly unlikely. It would be a huge coincidence to have an article literally last week basically saying the same thing as this rumor and not have it be for the new Switch. And there were also two other things that surfaced about the Switch Pro this week. Firstly, it looks like Madden could be coming to a Nintendo platform for the first time in almost 10 years since the Wii U launched in 2012. Again, being discovered by DocTray81 on YouTube, I'll link his channel down below. He discovered a job listing for a new Madden game, and in the listing, under the experience, it says that they would like to have 2 or more years of, quote, working on Microsoft, Sony, or Nintendo game consoles or other embedded systems. Now, at first glance, it might not seem like a huge deal because sometimes developers say this even though there are no plans to bring it to a specific system. But according to DocTray81, EA has simply left out Nintendo in their job listings in the past for games that haven't come to their console. On a side note with something I think people are overlooking, I feel like this is possible now that they recently got the Frostbite engine running fairly smoothly on Switch for the first time with the Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 port. Garden Warfare 2 and the recent Madden games both use the Frostbite engine, which was previously never used on Switch before because they didn't think they could make it work. Now, this last part is probably the least reliable because the person is staying anonymous, which is understandable obviously, but pretty much anyone can reach out and tell a publication anything. And in this case, they told Game Reactor, which isn't a publication like Bloomberg, who doesn't post just anything. Anyway, what the person is saying is that the Tegra X1 chip that's currently in the Switch and Switch Lite is stopping production this year. Now, they didn't say anything about the future plans after the chip is phased out, but assuming it's true, they'll probably be producing as many as possible up until then so they can continue to make the current Switch and Switch Lite. Also, Bethesda is now officially owned by Xbox, and they announced 20 Bethesda games coming to Game Pass. However, Phil Spencer has said that not all games will necessarily be exclusive to Xbox because of certain contracts. He goes on to say that the reason they bought Bethesda is to deliver, quote, great exclusive games for you that ship on platforms where Game Pass exists. Right now, even though Game Pass is only available on Xbox and PC, there have been brief talks about bringing Game Pass to the Switch and even PlayStation. And if that happens, it may not be bad news after all for non-Xbox owners who want to play Bethesda games. In other news, Microsoft is rumored to hold an Xbox event on March 26th, Square Enix has announced their own event for March 18th, Naughty Dog is currently hiring for a multiplayer game, Sekiro could be coming to Game Pass or PlayStation Plus in the next few months, the new college football game looks like it won't be released until July 2023, Rust is being released this spring for PS4 and Xbox One, and the Resident Evil Infinite Darkness Netflix series will take place a couple years after Resident Evil 4 at the White House, with the Resident Evil 2 remake actors coming back to voice Leon and Claire. For tech this week, Shrek is coming back to theaters for its 20th anniversary, the new Evil Dead is starting production later this year in New Zealand, and Netflix has started using AI to cut down on password sharing. Also, some pictures of custom 6700 XT models from PowerColor, Sapphire, XFX, and Gigabyte have leaked out. And lastly, Apple has discontinued the original HomePod in favor of the HomePod Mini, and production of the AirPods 3 will supposedly start in Q3 of this year. That's gonna end it for episode 40 of Tekken 2 for the week of March 8th, 2021. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like on the way out and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'd also like to hear what you have to say about any of this, so leave a comment down below with your thoughts. Anyway, thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video.